we know that Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream is a very flawed game, let's just say. Like, compared to any other SEO games, this is probably my favorite because not only it was polished, but it is actually very fun to play and has a lot of like replayability in it. So I think this is still the best SEO game to ever deliver. Sure, the story may not be the best as the others, but you know, it's not that much, you know, because like the standards of the story for the video game is not really that high. So I'll just put it right there. So yeah, I just want to talk about in this video like the things that can make Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream a lot better for players and new players to play. It's I'll just go straight into without any script and what I think about, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first one I really want to talk about is the player base on the different servers. For example, we saw how empty the server is on Europe, or the other server besides Asia, because Asia is like the big part of most SEO players there. So that's why, like, when you're on a holiday or at the right timing with most like Asia timing, you can meet a lot of players. You can you can find a full lobby, let's just say, and it's not just about like one modes or something. Like there's quite a few modes with full players, and I think it's really great, you know. But that's the problem. It's mainly an Asia game right now, because the other servers, I don't remember the other two, but the other two server is very empty, and yeah, we need a way to somehow fix that, to increase more players, to, you know, maybe improve the request aid a bit more. Like, yeah, there's just so many problems in it that I think we should try to fix. But not only that, we have also a problem of the newcomer player. If you play the game right now as a newcomer right now, you might find it hard to find a match, literally, like a full lobby, and it's already hard to get like at least 8 players, and that's not good, you know. That's why most people who just played the game usually just stops, because they don't have that much players to play with, especially since they're a newcomer, right? And what's even worse, most people who said this are mainly on a different server, not on the Asia server, but on the other two server right there. So here comes my point here on how I would fix this. Although it's not something that I wish is gonna happen, because most of the things I would say is something that I hoped it happened, but obviously it didn't. But I'm just gonna like throw you my opinions on this. I really think they should just release a free version of the game, of, you know, of Fractured Daydream, or hell, just release the game for free. That's what I was hoping before the game was released, but obviously they charge like around $60 for it, so, you know, expensive, sure, yeah. But yeah, so I think in order to fix that, there are two options. One is to improve the request aid, somehow connect all 3 servers, so not in a way that you play on Asia and you can also play with the Europe players or whatever like that. I'm just saying, like, for example, you're just sitting on the lobby, on the main menu, and just waiting for a request aid, and then once the request aid pops up, there's like, oh, the usual, the world tier 1 fight, for example, the Kraken or something, the Kraken, and there's how many players are in queue, and there's the join button. But the difference here is there is like a server name beside the request aid text. Like, for example, beside the request aid text, there's the Europe server or something. So in order for you to play that match, you have to change server. Therefore, people can join in and fill out the match even more. And I think that's a very um, easy way to get more players around the other servers. Obviously, I know it's hard and probably not gonna happen. I'm just stating like how this can be possible, because I think all they need to do is just make changing to regions or changing servers in the lobby possible. Because right now, when you change server, I think you need to go back to the main menu and then you have to go in the game again. At least that's what I remember. Yeah, that's probably my main point. Sure, it's not gonna happen, but I would like to see that happen, and I think it would make more players to play more, because they're not gonna wait on a certain match that's not gonna happen most likely. So rather than that, just like open the whole server and make it possible for you to jump between which one you wanna play. Sure, connection might vary, it might have a lot of issue, but I think it's the best possible way to do it when you're trying to get more players, when you're trying to fill more matches. Alright, up to the next one, we have game modes. Right now, we have only 4 game modes, I think. There's the free roam, there is the co-op quest, there's the boss raid, and if if your level is high enough, then you have the extreme boss raids. Okay, and there's one more, which is the story mode, but we're not talking about that right now. And there's one more, it's the Tower of Determination. I forgot to add that, I'm editing the video right now. It's where you just fight a bunch of enemies a few times with different characters, that you get rewards. That's it really, so I'm not really gonna talk about that in this video. Yeah, but that's also a mode where it's technically a bit more fun than most of the one we have right now. So yeah. So those 4 modes are already pretty much outdated, let's just say, because people who plays the game from the start, like me, playing the co-op quest, playing the what's it called, the boss raids, people have been playing the game over and over and over again with that specific modes. Man, I'm fumbling my words, but since people have played it too much, they are burnt out. For example, me right now, I'm not even playing the game. I haven't touched the game for I think almost a week. I think the last time I touched it was when I played the DLC, and that was pretty much a long time ago. I think that's almost a month ago. So yeah, when I saw the battle pass right now, and I wanted an outfit with the Xenon outfit with the recolored one. I wanted that, but like I don't have the urge to play the game. Sure, they decreased the number of most requirements to get the battle pass points. For example, back then when when we all first played the game, at the battle pass, they ask you to play for example, a mage for 12 times in co-op quest, and you know how long co-op quest is sometimes, and it's very tedious. It burns you out a lot, and back then I still have the energy. I still love the game so much, to the point that I just keep going and going and going, to the point I get what I want to get. Although it's not gonna stay long, because most players, as the season went by, as more battle pass keeps changing, people are going to get tired of it. People are gonna get burnt out, and it's not good. Even though they decreased the number for right now, if you check the battle pass, you have the requirements are mostly less now. With you, for example, earlier I said you have to play a mage in a co-op quest 12 times. In here, you can only play a mage in co-op quest for 5 times. So it is good. It like decreased the tedious of it, and just the very boredom that you keep doing over and over again. Especially with a long match. That's why I usually just do the boss raid battle pass first before the co-op quest, because I know the co-op quest will be long and it will be boring, and sometimes it's just not full of people, so it can get very tiring. And I think in order for you to for them to fix this is to add more game modes. For example, like player versus player, what's it called? Mode. I think that'll be a great one since we saw in the story mode or in the DLC, it's possible for us as a player to fight another player like character like enemy. For example, fighting Gabriel, Vecta, or for what's her name again, Pitohui. It's possible to fight them, and sure they need to change a few things for it to make it happen, but I think they can do it, and I think it will certainly help a lot of people who want to play the game even more, because PvP is really fun, right? Yeah, sure, it may not be stable, but it is something. It's another game mode. And then one more, we have like I would say, since we have a 4-player co-op, I guess it's count as 20, but on your team it's 4. So, and I would like a mode where you just do a quest, the 4 of you, and just finish quest together, like roaming around. I think that's a lot of fun. It's like a free roam, but with goals and objective, and don't make it too long. I think that's a very good way to also engage player. For example, they want to play with his 3 or her 3 friends, and then all they need to do is just go in and chill. They don't need to fight a big thing, they don't need to keep going, they just have to roam around, complete certain objectives, and I think put a boss fight at the end. And I think it's fun. Just add anything that is remotely fun, way more fun than what we have right now, and not as long as what we have right now, because I think anything that is not as long as co-op quest is a lot better. For example, the new mode, the boss gauntlet mode, is actually the perfect way to engage more player and to make more player keep playing the game, because it's not long, therefore it's not tedious, and it doesn't burn players out. So the way how boss gauntlets go is you pick a character, you go in, you fight the first boss, and then once you kill the first boss, there's a timer for you to wait. When you wait, you can pick a certain mods that's scattered around on the ground, heal, anything, take a chill pill for like a few seconds, and then fight the second boss, and then boom, you're done. And you get a lot of rewards, you get, it's a lot faster to do that way. And I think SAO works best that way right now, because it is not the best way to play co-op quest that is very tediously long. Sure, maybe for a new player it can be fun. Like me back then, I thought it was really fun, but the more you play, the more it reveals that it's not a long-term thing. So yeah. All right, after that, we need to get this one out immediately to add more maps. It is very needed right now, because a lot of players, including me, have been playing the same map over and over and over again. And when you get to the new, like the highest world tier, I think it was world tier 6 and 7, or it was below, I don't remember. But when you get that high, you see the map, it looks different. But when you play, it's just a reskin of the map and a reskin of a boss, and I don't think it's good at all. I think they should just remove that completely and change with something new. And not only that, it's also needed to know that we have so many world tiers here. We have world tier 1 with 3 different maps, I think. World tier 2, exact same amount, and then keeps going until world tier 5 or 7. And the thing is, it's not good because players are gonna scatter around. I might be matchmaking for world tier 6, for example, but then there are also players who's what's it called, matchmaking on world tier 6, but on a different map. And it keeps on going like that to the point it's scattered around. They will think that there is no players that's gonna play there, and they're gonna stop and probably not bother to play the game again. I think that's a big issue, especially that's for me right now. That's my main big issue of the game. It's waiting for matchmaking can be a very long time. It's not easy, especially with the player count we have. It's hardly reaching at least 200 players right now on Steam. Sure, it's a crossplay, you can play around anywhere, but still, it is a huge problem right now. And I think it's better to just decrease the world tier levels and just mainly put um, different maps on each world tiers, and obviously a new map and new boss, so more players are encouraged to play the game even more. And then after that, we have the last one, my last point, which is probably for most SAO like players, those big fans, is the DLC. All right. Today I just watched the new broadcast. It was telling about the story of what's gonna happen in the third DLC with Sachi and Philia. I think it's gonna be interesting, but the main problem is the price is too high and they don't offer that much anyway. For example, I'll take Straya. Straya cost around $10, I think. I don't know, because like my currency is different, but I'll just take $10 for example, and they give you the Straya playable character and the Straya story. The Straya character is fun to play as, sure. Most players who's into very heavy hitting characters, you're gonna like that. So yeah, sure, go on. But the story makes it so much more so much less worth it. Cause like when I buy the Stray DLC, when I buy the bundle, I wanted to, well, obviously I wanted to play it immediately, but as soon as I keep playing it, it's just, it's not much. Not only we don't have a new cutscene, we just have a very short story as well. It's not worth it. The price is not worth it. It's better if it's on discount. So if you guys think of buying the DLC, don't buy it just yet. If you want to buy it for the playable character, don't buy it just yet, because I don't think it's worth even for its playable character. Same goes with Pitohi and M. Although Pitohi and M's DLC is much more fun, since they're actually a good character to follow through, while Straya is more of a normal one, like a generic one. The M and Pitohi is pretty much fun, but even so, the lack of story, the cutscenes, basically anything related for you to get a reward from buying the DLC is not there. The reward you get is just a short story and a playable character. That's it. That the cost could have been around $5 to $8 or even less, because $10 or more I think is a bit too much, and it's a bit like it's way too expensive. And right now, since I played those two DLC, I'm concerned, like, should I buy the new one? Should I buy the DLC 3 and 4? Although it does interest me because I'm a huge fan of Sachi, especially in Fatal Bullet as well. So when I see her being in a DLC, I was like, oh hell yeah. But then I remember again, the DLC we had on Straya and M and Pitohui is very mid and not worth it at all, especially with that price. If they decrease the price range, I would still buy it, because I think anything lower than $10 is worth it. Like right now it's just way too expensive. Sure, or maybe lower than $8. Yeah, it's the big issue right now. The DLC is just way too pricey with no worth content in it, and not enough content. Yeah, and obviously the lack of cutscenes. When you play Fatal Bullet's expansion or the DLCs, they actually put a lot of effort in it. Like they put, sure, it can be a bit short at times, but they have good story, not short story as well. A lot of characters to play as there as well, and obviously new maps and cutscenes. Those 5 things are worth it. They're a reward for us players who buy the content, the product they're releasing for us. Because right now the reward we're getting for buying the DLC in Fractured Daydream is not much, and it's not worth it. It's just a playable character and the short story, and I don't think it's enough. They don't even offer a a new map. They don't offer a ticket for like the outfits or whatever. They don't offer any of those, and it's frustrating to me, because I think it could be so much more, especially on how they did it with Fatal Bullet, you know. So yeah, I think they really need to fix that. Either that, either lower the price range, or just make the DLC a lot better and a lot more worth it, because I think that's right now the only way they can do it. So yeah, it's just something that I hope it happened earlier, same as the first one. It's just to make a separate game. The way how I see it is, sure, release the game as it is now, but also release a free version of it. So the way how it works is, people who play the beta test or the free version right now, or the demo right now, they only have the like 2 world tiers, I think, or 1 world tier, but with different bosses, different quests, and all that, and also limited characters. I think it would benefit a lot if they just release a free version of the game, with limited, obviously limited boss rates, limited co-op quests, limited characters. So people who, you know, stumble upon, oh, Sora Online game for free, you know what, the free version, oh sure, I'll try it, and then they play as Kirito or Argo or the new, or the the beta quest, the beta test characters that we tried. You know, people can play there and connect it to the same server as the main game, so there's more players. I think that's the best way right now, way better than the one that I just said before, to get more players, because it's free. People are gonna come in, and if you're worried about making the game, if you're worried about making money for the game, they will think like, oh, you know what, this game is kind of fun, you know, I kind of want to buy the game now. You know, separate the story mode with it as well. Make a bundle or a DLC, you know, make it like around I don't know, $30 for the story mode, or you know, make the unlockable the locked characters behind paywall or anything like that. You know, sure, it might not be good, but it's the price for free version players get if they don't buy the game. You know, that's what I'm just saying, because I think that's the best way to put, you know, the main game as the and the free version as well, tie in as well. So people who tries to play on the early days, you know, the at like, oh, a newcomer, since he's a newcomer, there is not a lot of players that plays the very early of the world tiers, and especially with the servers not that much, it's a problem, right? So I think if they give the free version, put like a server in it as well, they can play on Asia, Europe, or whatever, and they play the world tier 1 mode, and then they can meet the people who have the game on world tier 1 as well, and there'll be more players, and I think it would really help the game a lot, really a lot. And yeah, I really hope that was the case, and I hope they still think and somehow they can make this happen. Although I just said it's not a wishful thinking, it's just something I hoped it happened. But if it did happen, you know, I think it'll be great. And yeah, oh my god, I'm rambling too much, but it's just what I wanted to get out right now, because the game is not doing its best right now. I think the only way for the game to have a higher to spike on players again, I think is by new season, on season 3, and on the new DLC. And after that, they're gonna disappear again after finishing playing all the game. So that's why I hope in the next season they will add a new game mode, something new, you know, something new for players to enjoy. And yeah, it is what it is. I hope for the best for this game, because I love this game. I still want to play this game, and I hope it improves, you know. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. Right now I'm making a video of Alicization Licorice. I bought the DLC because it was on sale, so I hope you guys will wait to watch that. or maybe not, you know, I just want to play the DLC, the one that I never played before. So yeah, I'll give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on to the next one. Goodbye.